Hello everyone, this is Syed from USA Truck Sales. I'm here today at IANA 2023 Expo. You can see all the vendors are here helping trucking community, especially at the port. We got different provider like on my back you can see Carrier, you can see MI Jack, you can see Hyundai, you can see CIE, and here we are with the JANSTEEL booth. USA Truck Sales now represent JANSTEEL intermodal chassis in California, one of the top quality available in USA, made in USA. Best thing about it, we are offering 40 feet, 20 feet, hybrid 40-20, 53 feet, tandem, tri-axle. You can see the everybody is looking at our chassis here. One of the finest quality, no doubt about it. And the best thing is we can do the customization. Soon I will be with our engineer from JANSTEEL to explain you what is the advantage we can get from JANSTEEL. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, this is Syed from USA Truck Sales. Today with us is Mike. He is the engineer at JANSTEEL, and basically he's the brain behind the whole process of how the metal get treated to become the best chassis in USA. So here you go, Mike. Please tell us a little bit about your background, and then please tell us what are the advantages we are getting to go with the JANSTEEL chassis.
Yeah, mechanical engineer, design engineer with JANSTEEL. This chassis over here, we actually put a lot of good work into it. In regard to the grade of the steel that we're using grade 80 steel specifically on the gooseneck, and then we have hot rolled I-beams that go all the way down the chassis. We have stiffeners in the back, and that helps keep stability in this chassis. So from top to bottom, we put a lot of good work into this. It was mainly on my part on the design, but also collaborative work with our team also in Israel. That's where we have our metal fabrication done. So we really worked hard on this one. I'm very proud of it.
So how long you been developing this kind of material in Israel before you brought to US?
So you're talking about chassis specifically?
Chassis or just the metal in general?
So our company has about 17 years experience with metal fabrication and chassis production in Israel. And then we brought that knowledge in 2021. We opened up our factory in Miami, and that's when we started doing our regular 40s. We had a 53 coming right in behind that, and then we moved into 2040s, regular 20s, 20 triaxles. So we actually have quite a diversity of product here, and it really comes from that knowledge that we had for 17 years in Israel, which we're bringing here to Miami.
So basically, you're not the new kid in the block. You've been there forever.
Yeah, it looks like we're the new kid here in the U.S., but we're coming with a lot of knowledge from beforehand. Yeah.
All right, that will give me opportunity to learn a little bit about it. I know that you are using a lot more superior, important features in this chassis. So please tell me a little bit about it.
So what we have here is we're starting with our LED lights. These are 3/4-inch lights that we get from Philips. They also are DOT approved and work as reflectors as well.
So basically you're using the Philips lights, the best lights
they're the best
mankind.
They're the best lights on the market at the moment. And we use the Philips harness as well, so that's in tandem with that. We also have a GPS drop, which runs also from Philips, so that works with in our case, we're using PowerFleet mainly, and we work very well in tandem between Philips and PowerFleet for our GPS unit. So we got power. It's 16 gauge wires, so we can run our 12 volts, and the amperage is good enough for that. And we haven't had any complaints, so that's definitely the best part of it.
Right,
but they're spec'd to be really good and to last for. Philips gives like about a 10-year warranty, and we give that back to back on that.
Very nice. So 10 years warranty for the electrical wiring.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm quite sure of that one. I could double check with Philips, but I'm pretty sure of that.
All right,
Yeah.
beautiful.
After that, we move on to our end castings over here. This is, we have a standard TOCA / buffers end casting here. In this case, it's actually a TOCA, but buffers does the same. In our kingpin, we have a cruciform kingpin. If you can come actually look, our kingpin situation, we have it welded on pretty well, pretty strong. It can take a lot of hits. Any trucker coming in, you know, this is going to last a long time.
And who's the manufacturer for that?
Jost.
Oh, so you're
Jost
using the Jost.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah. So these are standard products, things that everybody knows, everybody's secure with. We have documentation proving that they last a really long time as well. So we have our certificates for that. The gooseneck is a grade 80 gooseneck here. So this grade 80 steel it's quite important for, especially on a 53 footer. We actually include that on our 2040 that's over there. This allows for our goosenecks to take a really large beating and take a lot of weight, which still doesn't deform the chassis. And we actually have another reinforcement strap underneath here that's grade 80 as well, and that secures our gooseneck from having that kind of bending after, which you'll see maybe a couple years down the line. A lot of chassis, you'll see the front part of the gooseneck is bending. Ours, we're quite sure that that won't happen. We do build it to last quite a while and keep it shape.
Very nice. And tell me about landing gear. Let me move the camera from the back.
Sure. So this is a standard AAR regulated format for our bolt system. We get these landing gear from Jost. This is the A400. We do have availability to do higher A440, Magnum, and aluminum as well. We have our, in this case, it's not encapsulated inside, but we do have, I'm pretty sure it's a 5-year warranty on this as well. And they come pre-greased, and we grease them as well at our factory before they go out.
Very nice.
Over here, we have our bolted frame. This actually works really well with our harness. A lot of companies, some of our clients, they request that we have for the 53 a bolted situation here, and also that the harness works in tandem with that. So our harness comes in from Philips in a couple parts, so you don't have to take out the entire harness when you're doing maintenance. You can unbolt the chassis if you need to change out the gooseneck if it got damaged or whatnot, and then you don't have to take out the rest of the harness. You can actually unhook it over here and then remove the front part, and you can interchange a new Philips harness and not have to really deal with the back end of all that harness. So we actually have that ability for our chassis to, I wouldn't say it's modular, but in a sense, you do have the ability to interchange not different parts, but the same parts and do that, and that really helps for maintenance. It keeps maintenance costs really down.
Very nice. So basically this is a unique design, and I can see the cross members are especially molded over here.
Yeah, so these cross members, specifically our larger ones here, as opposed to the diagonals, they come with a integrated gusset, and what you'll actually have is on a lot of chassis that are older, you'll end up having, the design is that they have like a straight cross member and then a gusset on top, which is welded to the cross member and to the frame, to the I-beam as well. And then you end up having pretty much somewhere within 15 years, depending on usage, and but you'll end up having some cracking where the welding is, as opposed to our design where you have a integrated gusset. You don't have that problem of where the welding meets from the gusset to the cross member. So you end up having a longer lasting frame, and that's really important, especially when you want to get long life out of these chassis.
Very nice. I can see those markers are all LED. So that's
Yes.
very less maintenance I can see, and they are like almost not even visible in the daytime.
Yeah. So yeah, the LEDs are they actually run on 9 volts. They can run on 9 volts, I should say. 12 volts is the standard, but even if for some reason your power supply is actually lower, which tends to happen for some reason with trucks, then you can still hit the lights, even if you're going down to 9 volts. So the lights will still turn on. They might not be as bright, but they'll still work even if your truck for some reason has a lower voltage. And a lot of people, especially if they have older trucks, and a lot of clients, they tend to like that. And we're happy to provide that. Philips does a great job, and we're happy to provide that to everybody.
Very nice. And when we go down, I can see this, it's a tandem.
Yes.
And I do assume that, if I'm not wrong, you have all the other options like a triaxle?
Well, for the 53, we don't have a triaxle system. For our 40s, we do have triaxles. 2040s, we're working on doing a triaxle. And then we have, for our 20-footers, we have triaxle units as well. And that we do produce. But for 53s, it's tandem.
Beautiful. And can you tell us a little bit about the tandem composition here?
So the tandem, this is a slider bogie. In this case, we're using an AXN bogie, but it's standard. We have used Hutch in the past, so it's interchangeable between Hutch and AXN. These are the 9036i Hutch design sliders that fit inside the I-beam. So if you come in here, you'll see that we have a pin case inside. Some people might be more familiar with a Z-frame slider, kind of like where you'll see on a lot of dry vans. Some chassis also have that, where you have a JB Hunt does this as well, where you have a kind of clips on the side. Ours is different. Ours fits inside the I-beams, and that's why we have our pin case, and you don't have this kind of sticking out that other chassis may have. It is standard, so it's not like we're unique in this capability. Our slider slides about 80 inches back, 80 inches? 84 inches. Yeah, we go 84 inches slide. So we can meet the kingpin rear axle law. That's in this position over here where we have our 40 foot from the kingpin. So our center tandem of our tandem is 40 feet from, our rear axle is 40 feet in this position from the kingpin. And so that conforms to California law.
Very nice. And when we use when we move these pins, how much weight distribution is taken?
So when you move it backwards, I can't tell you exact numbers.
Approximately 400?
It's a good question. It would be a percentage, not a specific weight amount. It obviously depends on your container. But I'd have to run the calculations now. I don't have those numbers off me. I know that on a 40, you're going to have about 30% of your chassis weight, your container weight is sitting on the back axles. In a 53, I would assume that's a little bit less, but I can't give you numbers on that just yet.
All right.
I'd have to run the calculations.
All right, beautiful. And for the back, I can see these latches here protecting the lights.
Yes. So we have all our lights, we protect them fully. We have, if any dock bumpers or whatnot, we try to make sure that our lights are recessed and we have metal in front of it so the lights don't get damaged. We also have light protectors as an anti-theft. So we try to do as much as we can to help prevent people just pulling off lights and then using them wherever they do. So we have our light protectors riveted on. We also have our 3/4 inch lights in the back also riveted on with an adapter plate to protect that as well. In the back here we have a regular RIG rig system, our ICC bumper, and this is a rear impact guard ICC bumper. This is within about 3 inches from the corners. DOT law requires it to be FMCSA, I forgot which number, but I think it's 125, requires it to be 4 inches from the end. We have it about 3 inches from the end, and that conforms to all laws for all crash tests.
And height-wise, I think this one is almost to the dock level.
Yeah, so it's a 48-inch height on the dock. Yeah,
beautiful.
Which is down plus or minus 1 inch, but that's where we're aiming to.
Mike, I thank you very much for your introduction and appreciate your help here. And I hope you're gonna keep doing this amazing work for us. Thank you so much.
Sure, no problem.